Hey guys, it's your boy, the Rika Nerd. Back after a long absence. I just got some new equipment right here, some cameras, some lighting, and stuff like that because I wanted to get back at giving you guys some content, giving you guys some news, giving you guys some impressions and reviews. Real quick before we start the podcast, I'd like to present to you guys Latin Toto. Say what's up, Latin Toto.
What's going on, guys? Pleasure to be here.
So Latin Total, you could hit him up, man. He does reviews on DIY stuff, how to fix your thermostat, how to fix your AC if it stops working. We live in Florida, so that happens very frequently. So I saw his video where he had to get a shop vac and pump out this thing so that he could get his AC working. That was a real cool video. So
I get it done.
Right. He gets it done. So for a lot of DIY, cheap home maintenance things, reviews, and some Google XRP and Bitcoin type stuff, financial tips, he does it all, man. He gets it done,
I'm here to help you.
Yep. If you want to have a better life, check out Latin Total. If you want to be a gamer, like my new gamer chair, GT Racing, not sponsored, but hey, it's a comfortable chair.
Looks nice.
Yeah, it holds up to 400 pounds. So, I weigh 350 pounds. I'm a big guy, but I'm here with my Assassin's Creed 3 shirt. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the PS5. It's right around the corner, November. So long as COVID doesn't stop it from releasing. It hasn't so far.
I hope not.
I don't
think
man.
it will.
No, I think the train has left the station. I don't think there's anything that's going to really hold it back.
I'll buy it online.
Yeah. That is really frustrating that they still don't have a price for it. But, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, some PS5 stuff today. So just real quick, I am going to be doing a review of Ghost of Tsushima. I might do it in podcast form. I might invite Latin Total, to talk a little bit about it. He hasn't really played it, but
it looks really interesting.
Right. He's gonna check out a little bit of it. I got the platinum on it. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen that platinum trophy on there. Pretty easy platinum, I'd say, compared to other games. But a very enjoyable, very fun game, very good story, very perfect way to big blockbuster to finish the PS4 style. I know a lot of people are saying, well, what about Cyberpunk, which don't get me wrong, I'm super hyped for Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. But that releases in October. No, my apologies, in November 19th. So I think that it's going to release, the week before or, right around the PS5. It's going to be a launch title.
They're all focusing on Christmas,
Right.
Putting the PS5 on the Christmas list.
Right. And I think that Cyberpunk is releasing. That's my prediction. I think it's going to release in November 19th.
But that's the main game you're going for the PS5. Like when you buy the PS5, you're buying it with Cyberpunk.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. I think that a lot of people are going to be doing that, So let's get into it. I wanted to ask Latin Total a couple questions. I am the resident gaming expert of the group.
Yes, you are.
We do have another guy, Mangu King. You may have seen us hitting up his channel, saying what's up to him on his channel. He does a lot of Minecraft stuff and anime stuff, I like anime, but he's really into mangas and light novels and, stuff like that. So he's a big major otaku. So check him out. If you want, you'll be seeing him in the podcast with us soon. We're still getting some stuff squared out.
It's going to be lots of fun.
It's going to be lots of fun. So I did have a couple questions for you. And so we'll bounce back and forth. And it does concern the PS5, but this isn't so much about the PS5, but it is related. But what did you think about the launch of the PS4 And how do you think that's going to affect the launch of the PS5?
Well, with the PS4, for me, it was like, wow, I have to get it. Like, one thing about PlayStation, every time a new console comes out, the next gen, it's always breathtaking. They always do it so differently. You know what I mean? For the PS3 to PS4, there was difference, but not major. But for the launch of the PS5, the design, it looks futuristic, the color of it, there's gonna be two consoles, there's a disc one, and there's gonna be a one that's no disc, so it's
The
gonna be
digital only?
affordable. Yeah, digital only. But for the PS5 launch, I feel like there's more hype to it because of the design. Like, they went totally different this time.
Right.
The PS4, I didn't feel too different from PS3 to PS4. It was still black, you know what I mean? Still the
Kind of a
tower
rectangle.
type. Yeah. But for the PS5, just the design, it's
Right.
like,
The
hey,
the
I'm not
Wi-Fi
that,
modem.
yeah, it's like, hey, I'm not that much of a gamer, but that design looks really nice in my living room, you know? So definitely there's hype with the design. Now, when you throw in all the new specs, the new titles coming out with it, there's a lot of hype. Plus, I've heard a lot of people don't like how that new Xbox is looking.
The
I heard like a
what does it call
block.
it? The fridge. The
Yeah.
fridge.
So, even though it's bad for Xbox, but for PS5, it's just giving it more and more hype, especially now that the kids, can't really go out and play, because of
Right.
what's going on. So there's even more hype. So I feel like to end this crazy year with a nice Christmas present, and inside that Christmas present box, for that to be a PS5. So super hype for the PS5.
All right, yeah. I myself, I have some pictures of when the PS4 launched. My wife actually was the one that opened the Amazon box, and she was the first person to hold the PS4 in her hand. It was big hype. She's looking forward to the PS5 also.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
And that's the thing that's crazy to me, man. I've been married as long as the PS4 has been around. I mean, we're going on
Some
8 years now.
sentimental value there.
Yeah, yeah. We had bought the house, then just after we got married, and then we got the PS4. I believe a year later, and then my son was born a year after that. So the PS4 is older than my son, and almost as old as my marriage. So I had a lot of emotion wrapped up in that, because I was still just a husband with a gamer wife, who liked playing Tomb Raider and stuff like
Tomb
that. And
Raider is a
she's
classic.
yeah, yeah, she still plays actually. She recently just beat God of War. She's a little behind on her backlog, because she's a businesswoman. She does a lot of work, so she tries to devote more time to watching her Real Housewives TV shows and stuff like that. But they're cool.
Yeah.
To each his own. So, to her, she likes shutting down her brain when she gets out of work, and sometimes gaming can be very stressful. Especially for her, she takes it very serious. So she
You
likes
said you
taking
said
out a weekend.
gaming could be is stressful, like trying to complete the missions.
Right.
Okay. I always thought like gaming would be kind of more like, a disconnection from the stresses of work. It's like a different type of stress.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everybody has a different reaction to it. She's very hyper focused. She actually gets into the world. You know, whereas she sees a boss and she's like, I need to whoop his ass. I
Yeah.
see a boss and I'm like, all right, come on, let's get it, bro. As a matter of fact, in my mind, I'm gonna copy and paste a patient, a person that I dealt with that day. That I mean, I felt like just talking him in the mouth. I'm gonna take his image and put it on the boss's face in my mind, and I'm just gonna go to town on that bad boy.
Ha, that's
Um,
pretty aggressive, man. I'm more like
yeah. I
the
mean,
the gaming type of building.
okay,
I love surviving games. building games, strategy games. It's like playing chess. That's my type of gaming preference.
Right. Well, speaking of games that were real good on the PS4, what games are you looking forward to playing on PS5?
Well, one of the first games I'm definitely getting is Battlefield 6. Okay, I have major history with Battlefield. Battlefield 3, 4, play Battlefield 5. It's not my favorite, but Battlefield 6, I believe, is going to take it to the next level, not only in their story, but in the multiplayer. Okay, another title, I remember playing Skyrim for almost a year or two, so I know PS5 is going to come out with a new title. I believe it's going to be in High Rock of the Elder Scrolls, and that
The
one,
Red Guard.
it's going to be Red Guard or
Well,
High
I
Rock.
think it's gonna be in I think it's gonna be both in High Rock and in
Because they
um
threw a trailer, like, I
right.
don't know, it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
They showed the
the
valley like
little
that.
topography.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's High Rock. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think but that's definitely gonna be a must have. I don't know when that's coming. It's not coming. I don't think it's coming out for the launch of PS5, right?
No.
It's not
I
ready
think
yet.
they said that Starfield, the space game, it had the little space
Yeah.
station or whatever. That's coming out first, and then Elder
But not
Scrolls
with the
6.
PS5. It's coming out later on.
Yeah, I think I'd anticipate that somewhere around 2021, maybe mid 2021. And I think that Elder Scrolls might be late 2022, maybe 2023.
Oh, the other two games that I haven't really played, I know about, I might jump in, is Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the
Hmm.
Far Cry 6. I heard a lot of good things about those games.
Right. I
Definitely
know
try it out.
Ubisoft has been in some hot water recently. Anybody that's aware of Ubisoft, Versa Schaff is Mail, the director of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which one day I'll show you guys all my video game stuff. But I have a flag from Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
You've played all the Assassin's Creed, right?
Every single one. I have figurines of Ter Ibn Lahad, of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, Edward Kenway. I mean, I know all their names. My wife even told me, "Hey, why don't you get an Assassin's Creed tattoo?" Because I just love it so much.
Hey, it's
But
better than a Game of Thrones one.
right. But so they Ubisoft just recently let him go. He was the director of Black Flag and of Assassin's Creed Origins. He was kind of throwing his position around to try to get girls into bed.
That's
Not within the
horrible.
company. It was more fans. So he was trying to get groupies. So it wasn't like a little sexual harassment thing. But Ubisoft felt like it was inappropriate regardless, and they let him go
It was the
recently.
right move.
Right. Especially with the rest of the stuff going on. There's been a lot of bigwigs within Ubisoft that have been found of sexual misconduct. So they basically right now they have a zero tolerance policy. If they find out that anybody did something wrong, they're going to cut them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to
I mean,
protect the fans. You got to give the example, and behavior like that, no matter how important you are for the company, it's not going to be tolerated.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, trust me, like I said, I was a big fan of Black Flag. It was revolutionary with the pirate combat, naval
Everyone likes
combat.
pirates.
Oh yeah, everybody loves pirates, and then you had Assassin's Creed Origins. They introduced the new combat system, and ancient Egypt, man. Who doesn't want to be in ancient Egypt,
Mm.
And then he was working on Valhalla. Who doesn't want to be a Viking? Especially if you watch the TV show Vikings on History Channel.
Great show. Great show.
Yeah, great show. Who doesn't want to act
Ragnar.
like Ragnar Lothbrok and just chop some dude's head off with an axe?
Yeah.
So he was poised to deliver another home run. You know, when that happens,
But
you know,
you think because of the Viking show, or you think more of the influence of Skyrim? Because
I
the Nord was kind
yeah,
of like
yeah,
Viking like.
it was, yeah. You're right. I think it has to do with both, you know. Skyrim, yeah, everybody loved it, and of course I mean, the Nords, you know, I mean, it's Nordic, you know, so of course they're Viking-like people,
Yeah.
and then you know, like I said, I mean, Vikings is a very popular TV show, so I think that also had to do with, you know, them picking that timeline. You know,
Yeah, a new
speaking of
season is announced for the
right.
Vikings.
Right. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, you know, a great Assassin's Creed game that recently came out is Ghost of Tsushima. You know, everybody says that was the best Assassin's Creed game that was ever released. You know, like I said, I got the platinum on that,
Do you
and it
agree?
was. I mean, if it would have had the Assassin's Creed logo on it, and it would have been the same game, and he would have had a hidden blade instead of a tanto knife, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said that it was my favorite Assassin's Creed game ever. You know, it was a great game. Um, you know, speaking of games, you know, like I said, Cyberpunk, I think is going to be a launch title for PS5. I'm looking forward to that. Deathloop looks interesting. It's from Bethesda. It's kind of
Okay.
like this guy. He's an assassin, and when he gets killed, time rewinds. So he's kind of stuck in a time loop of
Wow.
death. So whenever he dies, you know, he goes back to
Kind
square
of like a
one.
paradox.
Right. And then there's an assassin hunting him. So even if you're doing all the stuff properly and then you get sniped by that assassin, then you got to rewind back to the beginning, you know.
It sounds like a different type of game, man.
Yeah, yeah, a different type of game, man. It's made by the people that played Dishonored. If you ever have a chance to check that out, a very, very good game. But you know, when I saw the gameplay for Deathloop, I said, "Oh yeah, this has to be the people that made Dishonored," you know, because you had the
Yeah.
um, he kind of can teleport a little bit forward, you know, a limited amount of space, but it reminded me a lot of Dishonored in that
No.
aspect. So you know, and one question I did want to ask, you know, there's been a lot of news about the PS5. You know, I'm
It's
sure that
trendy.
everybody's at least seen the hardware. You know, which I mean, I understand computers a little bit. You know, I've always looked at guys like Linus Tech Tips that build computers, and you know, I watch their stuff. And one day I will get into building PCs,
Building your
um,
own gaming computer.
building gaming computers. You know, so
Yeah,
um,
that's tech, man. I mean,
yeah,
YouTube
depending on
definitely helps out with other people, showing you how to do it.
right. And maybe down the line I'll make, you know, Reek and Nerd branded PCs, you know, with our logo, you know, for sale. Um,
Definitely be one of the first orders there.
yeah, thanks. But what features are you looking forward to on the PS5? Like what things that you know about sound cool, and what things would you like to have that haven't been announced yet?
Well, one of the things I would like to try is the whole, the streaming part of it. Like when I'm playing the PS5 and I want to share my gaming experience on another platform, would it be easier than doing it on the PS4? Like, have they improved on that? Also, I want to see, what are they going to do with the VR? Because I'm seeing a lot of games now, talking about VR. You can play it VR. You know what I mean? So will the PS5 will be ready to do that, or it's going to be an update coming up? Do we have to buy separate equipment? You know, is the PS5 going to take it to the VR level? Like, hey, from now on, I'm just doing it VR.
Right.
So curious about that. Also, in multiplayer, are we will have the capability with the PS5 to have more people playing on a
Mm,
server, because like Battlefield 6, how many people are going to be fighting in the battleground,
right.
So if the PS5 is going to push that limit with its capabilities, 8K, man, that sounds insane. It's like the PS5 will be more powerful than for the majority of people's TVs. It's like, and I need to upgrade my TV to really take advantage of the power of the PS5. So those are the little things I'm curious about. How about you? What are you curious about?
Well, when it comes to the 8K, right now I have a 2012 3D HD TV. That has 3D compatibility. I remember Assassin's Creed 3 actually had 3D on it, man, and I
Wow,
played it.
that look amazing.
Not really. You would
It
think
didn't really
so.
work out.
You would think so. It hurts your head after a few minutes, and then if you ever played Paper Mario, that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like if you put the character, if this was the background and then the character,
Yeah.
you could tell the difference between the character and the background whenever he would move. It just felt like somebody moving, like a cutout of that person kind of moving in front of stuff. It felt weird, and after
It's
a
like
while,
too techy for you.
that hurt. Right.
How about VR? Have you tried VR?
I have it as a father, and not knocking on fathers that play VR. Totally understandable if you do. I myself, from a security background, I could never put something where I can't hear and I can't see my surroundings. I'm just kind of paranoid about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd even be able to do that Ready Player One thing, where you put the whole suit and the goggles and the glove, and
Hey,
then you
I'm
sit down
leaving
on the chair,
Avatar.
yeah,
Avatar style.
and your body just left there, and to me it's a vulnerability.
Uh,
Plus I'm really big, a 350 pound, 6'1" guy, so like for me to
Big.
find a space to actually be able to move around in VR without breaking half of my house, would be kind of difficult. I do want to try it one day. I did VR at a Dave and Buster's. I did a VR game on there. It was real cool,
Oh
man.
yeah. I tried it in Best Buy with the Oculus Rift.
Okay.
And it messes with your senses,
It does.
Like there was a huge dinosaur, and the dinosaur came down. And I actually raised my hands, like, oh man, it's gonna get me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the VR, I don't know how ready we are, but I'm pretty sure PS5 will have the capability of VR to making it more normal. Like some games I'll do VR, others I won't. Like the new Star Wars game coming out.
The Squadrons.
Squadrons. That one should be
that'd be
fun.
sweet in VR, I think.
In VR, I mean, because I'm gonna be sitting down.
Right, and you're like,
I'm gonna be sitting down, so okay, I could do that VR. But other games, kind of like Battlefield 6, I don't know if I'll do that VR.
Right, because you gotta like, and then right there you just uppercut somebody.
It's too violent.
That's walking in front of you. Yeah, you're like grenade. Yeah. I mean, as far as other features, man, I'm really interested to see how the PS5 version of Smart Delivery is going to be, which is where you get a PS4 game, you put it in the PS5. It'll give you a downloaded version of the PS5 version of that game, and then you use the PS4 disc as the kind of like a CD key for the old school gamers that had the CDs, and then they had the little 25-digit key that you had to type in order to play the game. It's going to be kind of like that, where the disc authenticates that you have the disc in the PlayStation 5, and then you can play the PS5 version of that game. That'll be interesting to see how many games end up doing that, that are coming out this year. What if Ghost of Tsushima comes out with a PS5 version? Are they going to do it too? Will your save data cross over? That'll be interesting. And then features that haven't been announced that I would like to see is third-party communications, like Discord. Would it be possible? Because I have friends that are going to get the Xbox Series X, or the Series S. There's so many Xbox with their nomenclature, man. It's difficult to keep track of.
Hey, Xbox 1, 2, and 3, man.
Right. That's all they should have done. And I understand a little bit behind the scenes. They didn't want to do that because this one releasing would be the Xbox 4, and they didn't want people to think, oh, well, the
Yeah,
PS5,
it's older.
because of the name, is better than the Xbox 4. So that's why they try to go with a different naming structure. But it's like,
Yeah, it's
you
smart.
know, you know, it's basically for the grandmas out there that go to buy a console for their son, their grandson.
Look at the number.
Right. But then at the same time, I mean, for that same grandma that goes to the store, like Angry Joe, if you watch his things, he said, yeah, the grandma's gonna go over there. She's gonna say, yeah, can I get an Xbox for my grandson? And the guy's like, well, what do you want? And the Xbox 360, Series X, Series S, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. And she's
It's
like,
just
I don't know, just give me one, whichever one.
they want to name it like a cell phone or something.
Right, right. But to each his own. I don't hate on them. I'm definitely excited for Fable. I'm gonna be playing that on my PC.
Okay.
And I understand what Microsoft is trying to do. They're not worried so much about the consoles. They're trying to sell you the subscription of the Microsoft Game Pass. Xbox
Yeah.
Game Pass. Play it on your PC or play it on your Xbox. Play it on your cell phone. Play it on your tablet. Whatever. Play it on the new flip phone that's coming out. Play it wherever you want. And that's a smart move. The Netflix for gaming. It's a smart
Yeah,
move.
but do we really want a game everywhere? Yeah, I mean,
Right, right. That's the thing. I mean, some people do, some people don't. I myself like sitting on my couch and playing my games, or on my
get a little
nice
setup.
gaming chair.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see. Definitely third party chat support, like I said, like Discord, because the worst thing is to try to use a in-game chat like on Fortnite, through Epic. Try to use that, and then it's kind of difficult who to mute, who not to mute, and stuff like that. I feel like it'd be easier if you could do a private chat, invite your buddy that's playing on Xbox, that's playing on PC, make a chat group, play the games together, and jump off the chat group. That'd
Yeah,
be
it'll
cool.
definitely make it more private too. Like you won't have some
Right.
random person talking to you.
Exactly. So we'll see. So are you gonna buy the PS5 on launch?
If I do decide to buy, which it really depends on the price that I'm not aware of the price yet, but it's probably gonna be the digital one.
Mm-hmm.
So the digital one's gonna probably be less expensive, I believe. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
and it'll have less features. Like I won't be able to do the disc one you were telling me for the PS4 games. Unless I had bought that PS4 game in a digital format.
Right.
But definitely looking at the digital, I'm predicting the price for digital maybe $399, and then the other one will be $499. I don't know if you agree with me for those numbers, but maybe they go all out mobile smartphone tactics and want to charge us $799 for a console. Hopefully not, because a lot of people can't afford that.
Right.
But if they stick with $399 and $499, then definitely getting the digital version for Christmas. How about you?
Right. I think it's gonna be it might be a $50 difference, and they might just eat the cost of the consoles. I think it'll be $399 and $450, $449.99. $50 isn't a big difference when you're talking about the hardware to read a disc. But I think they're going to eat that cost just to not make it $500. I know that the PS3 was very badly received because it was $600.
Yeah.
But that was back in a time when you weren't paying $1,000 for the new iPhone every year and a half. Nowadays, consumers are used to paying an arm and a leg just to have the shiniest new toy, and
Every
these
6 months.
consoles, right? And these consoles aren't even offering that. I mean, the PS4 Pro came out like 3 years after the PS4 came out, and then the PS5 came out like 4.5 years later. I wouldn't mind paying $700 because it's a console that you're going to have for 8, 9
It's
years.
almost a decade.
Right. If you break it down in a yearly price, it's not so bad. But definitely, I think that it's gonna be $399 and 449.99
All
or
right, that
something.
makes sense.
Um,
I threw a whole $100 difference in
right,
there.
right. Well, and it does make sense because of the disc. The reader of the disc. Is bulkier. You have more material, and then you have to have more components on there. Possibly even a better power supply unit so that it could power the disc reader and stuff. So it would make sense to make it $100 more. But I think that Sony knows that they had those first party exclusives. As a matter of fact, Ghost of Tsushima was the fourth largest uh, Sony title released in the United States ever. For a new IP, a new game
Yeah, I
that
mean, I remember the
that's big.
YouTube. Everyone was, playing that, streaming it.
Yeah,
It's major. It's still
it is.
hot. It's still trending right now.
It is. And they're gonna be releasing stuff for it. I think they might do a little DLC or something like that. And I'm definitely looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima too. But we're gonna end it here. I don't want to ramble on too much, but definitely keep in touch. Keep an eye out. Follow. I'm gonna drop a link for Latin Toto's page down there in the description. So go check them out. Like I said, for all your DIY needs. Check out the Rican Nerd for all your gaming needs. So go ahead and tell bye to everybody, Latin Soda.
Well, it was super fun. And if anyone had a doubt, I am buying the PS5 digital version and I'm going to buy Battlefield 6. So you guys take care and I'll see you, on the next podcast.
All right, guys. Definitely, I'm going to be buying the PS5 physical edition. I love nothing more than to get the steel bookcase for my games. One day I'll show you guys my giant library of over 300 games, over 1,200 movies that I have physical copies of. I have recently been getting digital games, but that's just because of the pandemic and everything. I guess Amazon
Yeah.
hasn't been as reliable with giving me my games, and I don't want to wait 2-3 weeks after a game comes out to play it. So I've been getting them digitally. But yeah, I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace.